Welcome back to the Blitz Marathon, the 2015 Rabat Blitz Marathon, where we are waiting for the arbiter to announce all the games and for round 10 to start. So far the event has been dominated by Erwin Lamy, Dutch Grandmaster, who is on a rampage.
Yeah, he is.
He's leading with 8.5 points from 9.
And just behind him is Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, the top seed, with 8 points. He's also been playing incredibly well, and he's probably regretting having cooked his own goose, really, against Lamy. Yeah, I mean, a draw would have been, he would have been sitting pretty with that. Yeah. So,
and he was winning. His own estimate was between +8 and +9.
No, whatever.
But he lost.
He lost.
And now we're following the game between the leader, Erwin Lamy, and Sergei Fedorchuk.
Which is very interesting, because after 5 rounds we had dismissed Fedorchuk. He'd already lost 2 games at that point. Right. So the number 3 seed had dropped a couple of points, and it just shows what can happen in these very long events, that you win a few games, then you're suddenly right back up there, and if he wins this one with black, then he really is in business.
So what would be your estimate? What score do you need to win this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Last year, Luc van Wely had 17.5 from 21. So that's how much plus is that?
It's a lot. More than we can count.
More than we can count.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
It's a pretty standard position, standard type of position. I mean, you have these manoeuvres, which is very similar to, isn't it that Nigel played in a similar way against in Baden-Baden, actually, not too long ago. I should know the game because I was commenting on it, but I don't recall. Bishop h3, these are very standard manoeuvres, because white wants to play knight d2 at some moment. He will not do that now. I'm guessing he's going to play b3.
Yeah, and he's absolutely not afraid of that black exchanges on f3 and gives him a double
well, you sometimes have to be... You have to consider those things. He's done it very, very differently. I'm not sure I like that move. B takes c4 looks like a good move to me, which he's done. And now I guess he's going to play a4 with black. And he'll drop his bishop back to d5. So I think Fedorchuk is doing okay. It was a bit anti-positional what Lamy did. The great blitz specialist.
What is it what you didn't like?
He's exchanging off a centre pawn for a wing pawn. Well, it's not that much of a centre pawn. It's not, but I don't like the fact he's losing control of the white squares here. Knight e3 is a sensible move. And if I were black, I would be looking to play knight d5, perhaps, and exchange off a pair of knights and put a bishop on d5.
You would love to have it on d5.
Yeah. He's going differently. Erwin wants f3 eventually to play e4. This is his basic plan. So. So actually, I like this last move he's just played. I'm not sure whether putting the queen on h5 was such a brilliant idea, but black still has a lot of control on the white squares. Actually, g4 now becomes an interesting possibility. g4, g5, or g4 and e4. pushing with g5 at some moment. Eventually, this white bishop on c3 could become dangerous on the long diagonal, but not just yet.
Is this last move?
Yeah, knight g2. Knight g2 is an excellent move. It just
gives black something to think about.
It's also, I didn't like, you see, black has played for some cheap threats. He's gone for some threats on the king side, and is probably the incorrect plan.
Where does he want to have his queen? I mean, not on h4. Okay, so rook c8.
Yeah, and now he gets possibilities of c5. That's, I think, his idea.
Okay, a3, and the queen is back home.
Yeah. And what was his next move after queen d7? I haven't seen that. Oh yes, he's just bringing his knight back into the game. Still very insistent upon not exchanging the bishops. He's trying to keep those two bishops and to keep pressure. And this looks better for white. Knight d5 is a reasonable move now. He's gone d5. He's doing it slightly differently. Also a good move. Looks good for white. Looks good for white.
Especially if we also watch the times, as Fedorchuk has used a lot of time.
Ooh, he's got a little intermezzo here showing his tactical skills. He whipped off on f6. And knight takes rook is not possible because of queen g5 leading to mate. So this position is very, very awkward for black. Yeah. So Fedorchuk is suffering. I would say he's suffering big time.
Evan really is in good shape, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's playing with such ease, getting something all the time.
Yeah.
And Fedorchuk is struggling. I mean, he has to play quickly.
Yeah, how are the clocks? Do we have any idea? Yeah. Although maybe it's not too bad now. Let's see, the position has transformed, and then suddenly Fedorchuk has got serious counterplay against b2. So some moves have happened.
Yeah.
But it looks like.
Yeah, maybe we were getting too optimistic there.
But hang on, suddenly some threats against the king. Lamy has made a slight botch up there, but it looks drawish actually. Let's be honest. Oh, we've got many more moves here.
Yeah. Pawns are leaving the board.
But the A pawn is very dangerous actually. The A pawn is extremely dangerous. So
and he puts his money on the A pawn.
He's putting his money. The H. I think I think that's a mistake. I think he has to go for. Oh, now he's pushing the H pawn. H pawn. Go. He's got to push for the H pawn. Well, it's better for Lamy, but how much?
Yeah, so.
Oh. Oh, it's good for white. It's good for white. He made a mess there. That was not the right move. we're going to get a drawn endgame. He's going to get a drawn endgame now.
And you can see Aaron is cursing himself.
Yeah, he messed up.
Yeah.
It's a drawn endgame.
Well, it's
some practical, no, dead drawn. It's. That's it. And that position, I can tell you with confidence, is a draw. King versus king.
It always does. With repetitions in the end. Well, that's a pity. That's Evan Lamy. He had a very good position. He looked poised to win.
Yeah.
And as it goes with rook endings, they can go wrong.
Yep.
Then, and you can see he's very unhappy about this, but.
Okay, it's just one draw. Mamedyarov, on the other hand, only drew against Daniel Fridman.
Okay.
Position looked good for Fridman. I mean, actually, maybe slightly better for Fridman in my opinion. But I think he's a fairly unambitious player. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean. He's often quite happy to make a draw against the stronger players. I mean, he's an excellent player, very good technically, but he doesn't. I think he's sometimes reluctant to push against the really strong players. So even in blitz, so I think he's sort of happy enough chugging along.
So
let's see what else.
Who made progress?
Let's see what happened on board. Board 3 was Van Welly was.
Van Welly won.
So
he beat
Bernardi. Moshin Bernardi, who is what's his rating?
Let's see.
31.
He's not 31.
Yeah, it's only 2007.
He should beat him. He's
it's 74. Yeah.
That's what the phase that we're getting into now. Because the grandmasters will more and more run into weaker opponents, and they will have to be merciless there.
Yeah.
And
cut them down.
And Alexei Shirov did what he had to do, an important one against Romero Holmes. He beat him. So he's still there, Alexei, for sure.
Yeah, he is. But he's only on. He's on 7.5. 7.5. He's a point and a half off the pace, but that's not a big deal in such a marathon like this.
He still gets some direct encounters. So Evan Lamy remains in the firm lead, and Shakram Mamedyarov remains at half a point.
Made his first draw. Of the tournament,
which is also an achievement. And now we have to find out what's happening. If there's going to be a break now, there's going to be a lunch break. They're going to feed the grandmasters and the other players and us.
Yeah, and most importantly, the commentators. Yeah.
And then there will be 11 rounds to go still.
Are they going to feed us to the players, or?
So what do you think? I mean, it's Evan. He's had this wonderful run in the morning, and then you know that there's still 11 rounds to go.
You know, these things they can change very, very suddenly. Because I do recall, was it Alexander Morozevich wasn't it in New in Chess? He said something. He was advising about playing blitz online, and he advised people not to play more than about 10 games at a time, because there was a dip in the energy levels and the quality of chess. Now, of course, in a tournament like this is applicable to everyone. So there probably will be a tailing off in the quality of the games, and the person who manages to avoid very serious blunders is going to do extremely well.
So we had, Mamedyarov, he lost the winning game against Lamy. He drew the winning game against Fedorchuk. Those are the mistakes they made so far.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been very confident in the rest of their games.
Yep.
So those two are the ones to watch
for the moment. For the moment, yeah.
And then there's still Luke van Wely. There's
still there are lots of players lurking around the top, and all it needs is 2 or 3 rounds, and then suddenly somebody will be back on top of this second group.
Well, I remember from being at the Tal Blitz in Sochi during the World Championship.
Okay. So we've got that wrong.
Don't run away yet, because we have one more round. But I was just thinking of the Blitz, the Tal Memorial in Sochi, where then some players, they were doing extremely well, and then suddenly they lost 5 in a row. Of course, the competition there was very strong.
Yeah.
But you can suddenly lose 2 in a row, and it's an entirely different story. So the players, they are.
So we got that completely wrong. There is an extra game right now, and then after this, we will say goodbye to you.
Is there something? No. It's there will be round 11, and then there will be a lunch break. So then,
which will be nice, because we will have broken the back of the tournament.
Exactly.